In today's video, we're looking at this, the Godox Cube-OP3, of course, currently shooting with my Pocket 3. Now, you may not have the creator combo that I did and therefore not have gotten a microphone. This is to solve that, but it can be used with other devices. So let's check it out. And there we go. Oh, that's, no, it's just glued badly. I thought that was another little bit. Let's just empty this thing out like an absolute brute. There we go. Right, so we have stickers. I've got beef with the reason behind that, but there we go. Instruction manual, good old silica gel, and importantly, well, a storage case, which is actually quite nice. That it's all very light, and a typical tidy little case. So okay, so in here we've got magnetic charging cable, lanyard, magnetic clip with logo, and the USB-C cable with the A adapter. There you go. Basically, should have put it back in. We've got a furry windscreen and magnetic clip on the back there. So that is the, I believe, Cube STX, weighs 7 grams. That's attached like that. That is really, really dinky. I was going to compare this to an SD card, but I haven't got one to hand. There's the DJI equivalent if you had the creator kit, which you're probably not watching this video in that case. So you can see that. You can also see massive, for me, logo, but that's where the stickers come in, but there's no black sticker or even white plain sticker. Annoying. Not a fan of that at all, but I'll moan about that again in a bit. And of course we have the Godox OP3 RX, which weighs 20 grams. That will connect like so perfectly to my Pocket 3. We've got a USB-C port there. We've got the screw on the bottom, another USB-C port there, and we can add, in my case, my little stand adapter should just click in. There we go. Perfect, if that's something that interests you. Nice. So they've designed it literally perfectly for the Pocket 3. Let's see actually what happens when we power this on. I'll power it on here first. There is a little light. We've got 2 little lights flashing because this can take 2 TX units. 200 meter line of sight, way more than I need. 10-hour battery life on this. Of course, you need to charge it with this madness. Interesting though, very small, very annoying that it hasn't got this blacked out. So annoying, because that is, that is also not blacked out. That is also not blacked out. And the stickers it come with do not include one for normal. So that is a strong magnet, in fairness. Normal pros like me that like to be not advertising people all the time. Right. Yeah, let's get this hooked up and then test it out properly. I believe that is on. So let's clip this in. No windscreen muff. Pocket is fixed. In-car audio tests. Now I've put gain to 0. Normally I've got it right down at -12, so this could be a little hot and I might have to redo this whole thing. The monitor on the audio monitor on the Pocket 3 is fine, maybe touch close to the top, but unless it doesn't go into red, which I won't do again. So hopefully I can use this one. Now we're going to open the door so we can hear a little bit of background noise. I'm not going to add any noise cancellation in post as I usually do. I wonder if I can get the other window down. No, anyway, yeah, so let's see if I can flick this into noise cancellation now. So listen out for any background noise. Monitor suggesting it's picking it up. One click, I've got into orange, so hopefully that bit of noise would have been eliminated. Now it's not the most scientific test, but you get the idea. Let's flick it back. And we're back to normal. Now, I think I will do one more test with the gain a bit lower. Right, gain is now at -3. Everything else is the same. This kit I would, just want to use pretty straightforward. With the Pocket 3, the idea is that it's just good to go, grab and go. In fact, I'm shooting in auto now, and I did in the intro too, as I think I mentioned. I'm always using filters and stuff to get that nice blurry background, but it kind of negates the point of the thing for me. So I'm just seeing how we get on with that, and this is just about the audio and how it, fares. But I thought I'd have a play with the sound. So after a good month or so with this kit, how do I feel about the build, the handling, and of course the performance? Well, I'm quite happy. As a plug and play kit, the sound is excellent. In fact, we might even switch over to this unit, which is going through my Pocket now, as opposed to the camera setup, which is my T4 and my Rode Gear Wireless Go. Yeah, let's see how that sounds. Now, I did find the signal to be a little bit low from the Godox kit, so I had to boost it in my Pocket 3 a bit compared to my DJI mic setup. Now, the magnet with this kit is super strong. It makes it dead simple to attach to anything metallic out and about, and there's some real interesting applications that you can put to that. The LED light on the mic is pretty clear. I found it pretty easy to turn noise cancellation on and off when I was out and about. And actually, I found that to work quite well. You can also stop and start the recording on your Pocket 3 by pressing twice in quick succession on the unit. Battery life is very good, but it's worth mentioning that this can't be used while the DJI battery grip is connected. But without that, you can charge the Pocket 3 itself at the same time as the receiver via USB. Finally, I'm never happy about seeing branding, on something that's designed to be worn and for the most part seen on camera. That's always going to cheapen a product, no matter how good it is. Most people buying this mic kit will just be talking, shooting like this, not really trying to faff about too much. In fact, my Pocket in auto, well, as far as the screen says, is doing a decent job. It's an interesting spot, this. So yeah, let's flick it into, that is quite a lot of sun though, I should have put my shades on. Anyway, let's flick this into noise cancellation. A little bit harder to see in the sun, but that's to be expected. How does that sound? I should look at the camera more than the screen, I guess. That's the danger of having a screen, as you know from cell phones and that. Mobile phones, sorry, we're in England. The danger is people just look to the screen when you're trying to take a picture of them, or we do it ourselves. Anyway, back into normal mode. I don't really know what else we need to test here. We're outdoors, we're wandering around with it on the Osmo Pocket. I know you want to see a bit of a distance test, but that's not really my bag, because I'd have to go all the way down, probably to that tree. And I'm not leaving this thing hanging, even though there's no one around. I mean, range tests are kind of pointless. Plus, I didn't actually bring the stand. It's in the car. I could stand it on it. I could put it on the floor. There's just absolutely no need. The range, most typical use, you're not going to be going that far at all. Yeah, that's probably enough waffle. Let's put some thoughts together. Oh, and in case you're wondering, this is Aston Hall. You would have seen it in quite a few of my videos, as it's a really cool place to come and test the lenses, especially wide angle shots, because look at this absolute epic building and setting. Over yonder is Aston Villa, over yonder is the motorway that you're probably hearing, and this section is closed today, but it's actually pretty cool. Gardens. There used to be a really cool structure there, sculpture. Anyway, as I said, let's get in and put some thoughts together. As always, we end on the important question, is it worth it? Well, the alternative, let's say, is the cheaper DJI Mic Mini TX, which can record a safety track via the app, doesn't require a receiver, but as this Godox has the receiver, it can be used with other devices via USB. £44 gets you a very decent kit, which importantly produces excellent audio in a tidy, easy to use package. And while it might not be as seamless as its competition, it's a very good buy, especially if you want to use it with other devices. USB, that is. I wanted to use it with this setup, but anyway, yeah. Let us know if you've tried this, and I'll see you in the comments.